Today we're out at a course that I haven't played in a long time, but I think is the longest course in Denver, at least for a lot of par threes. And that's because I want to see if the rumors are true. And MVP finally got the time-lapse right. We have the Fission time-lapse, a 167 and a 161, because Infinite did not have any max weights. I don't even know if they ran max weights, but these feel really nice. We'll compare them a little bit to the old time-lapse, which honestly feels a little bit bigger in the hand, probably just because you can dig your hand better into the Fission than the old Neutron. I have a proto time-lapse, which honestly much flatter, which feels honestly a little better now that I'm thinking about it than this one. And then after we play 18 holes out here at West Creek, where if I can't shoot 7 under par, I'm giving one of those away. If I can't shoot 3 under, I can't keep either of them. But after all that said and done, I'm heading to a massive field where we're gonna do a distance contest with the Fission time-lapses, a Big Z Nuke that is literally out of AB's bag from when we played in Waco, one of my Halo Pharaohs, which are available on Infinite now, and then my Bomber Emperor, which I think might be more comparable to these time-lapses. I won't be playing every hole with the older time-lapses, the Proto and Party Stamped, just regular Neutron run, but we'll definitely throw them on a couple to give a good comparison. Still working on my putting, and I'm kind of hoping it doesn't let me down today because I feel like I'll be able to throw these fine. It really feels like they got it right. This feels really good. 167, little head right to left. Oh, yes. Terrible shot. But it flipped up. Not so terrible, actually. Wow, that might be actually way deep. We'll go to off the top one with both of these. This might be a little flippier. I'll try to just give this a nice, smooth shot. Oh my gosh, they did it. They did it. For reference, here's the old Neutron time-lapse. Ooh, that almost went in. And the Protos were even a little more overstable. Go in. Of course, they're a little lighter weight. What I've heard is that the Fission Classic will add about 10 grams to the weight. So like the 161 might be like a 171. I honestly kind of think that might be a little BS. I don't know if I think it's totally true, but it moves a lot more of the weight to the outside of the plastic. It kind of makes like bubbles in the flight plate, so most of the weight is on the rim. Supposedly makes it go really far. And those first throws are very, very promising. The one thing I did forget about today so far is the hyzer counter. I realized that as the first disc came out of my hand. So we'll roll a die on the next tee pad, and that'll choose how many hyzers we can throw with these today. Because there are some pretty open holes. The back is bombers, 460 plus and some par threes, which is gonna be super cool. I think there's 2 par fours today. These both were actually a little short and right next to each other. I actually really like the feel of the time-lapse, and I did not like it initially. I think I need to get an actual die at some point. Roll a 6-sided die. Terry doesn't understand me. 6. We got a lot of hyzers today, baby. That being said, 389. Got a little right to left wind. So I think we're not really gonna take that. And we're gonna see if we can find out kind of their flip points. A little turn, a little high, and I'll let it drift back. Now just get enough left. Wow, that I really feel like I threw that not at all. And it's long of the basket. I felt like I almost put too much off of it to try to get the turn right. Holy crap. I think these might, I'm not gonna say they go farther than the iBlend Emperors, because I don't have a 167 iBlend Emperor. But we might see some 500-foot throws on the channel today. Still a little wobbly, but with my little forehand and a 161 time-lapse, I think that's 20 feet pin. Wow. Okay, good news for my wimpy little forehand. I guess bad news, but I am a little short with this time-lapse on the forehand, but I'm still like 20 feet. It's actually still closer than the other one. This is just another one of those, just seems fun to throw. 322, up on top of a mound. This is one where the putter is gonna have to be a little bit on. I haven't noticed too big of a difference between these two. This one being 6 grams lighter, it probably does have a little more flip and a little more push. And you can feel the light, how much lighter it is. I think on this hole, we are gonna throw flexing forehand. Nice and short. I've been doing that with my forehands, they're going high. Here's just the Party Stamp time-lapse. A lot more wobble and flex, and it came out of it. I gotta go to a field for that over the next couple days. So every time I try to forehand, it's not a useless shot for you guys seeing how a disc flies. No. Next hole, we're gonna have to keep it back. It's about 400 feet, but you have to throw over this big mound or just on a hyzer. And I think since we have a slight right to left, I'm gonna see how they kind of go on a little flip up hyzer. This is kind of the worst shot to film in all of Denver. Tripod would need to be about 40 feet tall. They do call this one a par 4, but we're playing at a par 3 for sure. It's definitely not a par 4. Push more left. All right. Distance was pretty spot on. This is a nice little flip up pushing hyzer. A little more headwind than right to left when I actually got up there. It's not often that I find a disc that is at least like relatively similar to my iBlend Emperors in terms of it being very easy to throw. I honestly feel like this is a little blockier in the hand than kind of your Emperor Destroyer disc, which I think are the same disc, but the iBlend's kind of a Infinite's proprietary plastic, which I don't even know 100% how it's made. I've asked around a bit, got some conflicting answers, so some part Star, maybe some part Pro, maybe recycled stuff, who knows, but it always has that little extra push. And even though I like the flippiness of these, I don't quite think they'll go as far. I think something about the Destroyer Emperor, it's hard to recreate a disc that has that much like stability and not having a wonky flight, but like the flight being stable, while also getting something to go super, super far. These might somewhat get close, but a part of me feels like because how easy they are to throw, they're gonna do some funky things when I throw them really hard, but we'll get to see that closer to the back 9 before we even get to the distance contest. Nope. 5 hyzers left. Mando right at that pole, 290 feet. So unfortunately, we don't have to throw a hyzer, I think. Soft flex, as long as I keep it high enough that it can kind of fall all the way down the hill. Oh, that is so good. No way. 1 through 5, hole 6, 284 foot, par 3. Little tailwind. We're gonna try a little flexing forehand again. Soft flex. So in case you're throwing around 300 feet with your drivers and you wanna see how this flies on a little flex shot, there you go. Skip. That held over more than I thought. I got a lock in on the putting green. Aim for a link. Punch through the putt. There we go. No way. Jeez! Why is putting so hard? 1 through 6. 12 holes to go. We need over half of them. Easy. Good news is we still have 5 hyzers left, so we can definitely start to use some of those and not waste them like we did a couple holes back. A little headwind, 300 feet down the hill. We're gonna throw the 167 under the tree, skip up, park job, birdie. Oh, what did it hit? Wow, that thing is so straight. I think I'm a little too high. I gotta get a little more over the putt, a little more aggressive. A mix between those two heights. What is putting? What is putting? Good thing we got a par 4 here. It's a little left to right. It's not super eagleable. I'll take a really massive shot, but honestly, all it's putting right now, I'm gonna have to let out some aggression. So we're gonna throw it so hard. We have a kind of head left to right with mostly left to right. We got a Mando to the left of that pole, and the basket is par 4, 516 up there. Big old anhyzer on it. It's a lot of headwind. It's like almost at a perfect angle where it's both the head and the left to right. Oh no! What the heck? I didn't really like that flight. I kind of wanted to fall out of the sky a little bit. Let's see how this one fares. Okay, maybe it's just the wind. Pretty solid spread over here. This is the first one, just past it. I have to feel like, well, actually, that makes sense. There was like trees blocking my right side, so the wind probably swirled and made me feel absolutely not what it was. So I actually don't hate these flights anymore. So that's a good sign. I was a little disappointed because I was like, man, I thought these were going to be some big bomber guys. And then to see them die in what I thought was the right pushing wind, that was a little scary. But it wasn't. So we got a little up and down from here. Just put this one under the basket, little flexi forehand, get your birdie. I did not understand the assignment. This is only like 23 feet. Pretty easy putt. I'm actually good at putting, so just have to remind myself of that. I should go right in the freaking middle in this left to right. What the heck was that drop? Oh no! That's crazy! Oh no! Okay. I wish we were playing all course pars, because that's par 4, 900, or 400 feet, but it's a par 3 and a left to right. I think we're gonna throw the light one and just kind of throw a smooth turnover to get it there. I think there are 5 hyzers on the back 9, but we really need to pick it up. I'm a little nervous. Honestly, I'm playing pretty bad right now. Just come out of it a little and sit down. Oh gosh, it goes way too far. Why would I not just throw a hyzer? That thing is so glidey. Here, I'll throw a turnover with this one and look at the difference. That's crazy. So much more in hyzer and under the basket instead of way right. Come on. What? At least get to 3 down. I'm like kind of glad I'm not just like throwing them all into the cage, all of them. But that's okay. 9 holes, 6 birdies. We could miss 3, but we can get them all. We got this. We got this. 376, hole 10, 5 hyzers to go. We're using one for sure. Just behind all that stuff. Nice little 380-foot hyzer. Put it under the basket. Move on. I think that's job done, unless it skipped. Throw another little forehand with this one. Dude. That thing is kind of nice for my little wimpy forehand. Thank goodness. Right behind that tree. A little kind of head, slight right to left. Slightly more heavy one. We could, I think, just throw a hyzer around the tree or kind of a turnover at it. And I think, what do we got? Next was a hyzer, 2 hyzers, turnover, hyzer. Ooh, probably throw a flat to turn shot. Just make sure we get around that tree. Go in. Oh, I really hope that didn't just knock me down and instead push a little through, because I think it's parked if it did. That is so sick. Let's see if this does just push on a big hyzer. Rejected. Wow, that thing likes to go far. Here's the old time-lapse. Those new ones really are exactly what people wanted. And these are very much not. Like, those are sick, but like not for most people. Okay, I think even if we did hit something, we should still be in the circle for a putt. A little far. Let's go. Whoa. Come on, baby. 3 down. One of them is safe. And what's nice is we got 7 holes left and we only need 4, which sounds like much better than needing 6 through 9. So like, if you like these and you want to flip your one, these vision ones are gonna be perfect. Good news is we got another hyzer here. Swing, 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 and be short. Oh no, oh no. My wind read clock has been terrible. This is a headwind coming up here. No wonder it didn't push left. Am I just like not able to feel them on the tees, or is it really that swirly? Because, bad reads. All right, this is not nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Oh, I thought I leaked it high again. Okay, let's go. I'm wondering if the wind just kind of picked up a bit, because I can feel the headwind now. Which is not going to be too easy for the next hole. 354. I think it's just behind the tree. But with 3 hyzers left, I think we're going to throw the forehand here. Chance it a little, because the hyzer will be easier. Still execute a really solid shot, and hopefully get to, what is this, 5 down now? Am I 3 down the back? Yeah, let's go. Drift! No! I was supposed to be turned over and it was not at all. A little bit of time-lapse magic over here. We're actually like 33 feet away. This thing like goes when you don't throw it hard. I don't know if that'll translate to when you do throw it hard, because sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes a disc gets less consistent the harder it's thrown. But this one, when you throw it soft, like it pushes. This really is the people's time-lapse. Come on, let's go. What happened on the front nine? Why did I suck so hard? Don't clip that. Wind is a bit unfortunate here. This time I think it really is a head right to left. I will confirm so that I'm not being stupid. That's really unfortunate because this hole, UDisc calls it 473, T-Sign calls it 480, so it's probably right around 470, 475. It is definitely a little heady right to lefty. I think we're gonna throw, I kinda wanna try the lightweight one. We really haven't ripped on this thing on a backhand, like the lighter weight, 161. But I think flat left. And by flat, I mean slight flat with a little turn. Wow, this thing's so domey on the shoulder. A lot of discs, the shoulder will kind of end here. This one is like double the size. Holy, big boy rips though. Let's go. Get a little overstability, baby! Dang it, turn the whole way. Need a little flex out, maybe a little higher. Maybe throw it a little harder too. There we go. Oh my gosh, that was almost an ace run. That legit went over that log and was chain high moving past the basket, so that's pretty fun. I think we'll still have a putt from the first one. It's just probably gonna be a little far because I never gave it time to flex out of it, especially being a little more understable than that second one. It's birdie time. Oh, a little more right to left. No! This might be a good putter. Yep. Still 5 down. We missed one. We can miss 2 more on the back. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. It's honestly kind of nuts that that thing flew over this and then was chain high here. Par 5. 715. Mando right of that pole. Don't see any OB, so we're just gonna rip. We are playing this as a par 4, don't worry. I'm not gonna get too greedy. We're already 5 down, and if the basket's kind of straight back there, just for fun, we'll go lightweight, guy. I'm counting that as a hyzer. That didn't flip hard enough. 2 left, which does make it a little scarier because I might want to use one here, and then we got to rely on some flexes for the last 3 to get the last birdie needed. I could try to throw a flex here, but I think I'm going to stick to the hyzer because I was thinking this next hole I'll have to throw a flex because it's like 490, 500 again. Then the last 2 I could throw hyzers. I still have 2 hyzers left actually. Wait, I was down to 3, and this is okay. So I'm down to 2. So even if I use one here, I still have 1 more. Push left. What the heck? I knew there was a right to left. I just threw a bad shot. That's fun to watch. Probably gonna be closer than my first one. Never mind, I'm a baby. I'm absolutely parked with the hyzer, and I'm like 30 feet over here. I had to have hit some deadpan though and like gotten the skip because I did not think it was coming in that close. Dude, that is such a like toss disc driver. It just seems like it's so easy to spin this thing. It still has that weird time-lapse shape that would make it just never make my bag. It's like a UFO-ish thing. But with MVP's discs typically just being so flat unless they have like this weirdo run where the plastic changes that. To get a disc that's consistently got some dome to it, probably has to have a little bit of a weird shape. It will be interesting if they try to make it overstable. I guess they did that with the original time-lapses. Oh no, same wind, little head right to left. A lot more room to work this shot. T-Sign calls it 498. I think it's probably close to the same as the last hole. Yeah, 468 is what they call it. So they call it 5 feet shorter than the other one. Should be gettable. This time we'll use the heavier one. As you can see, it's pretty decent right to left. Do I have a chuck bag I can actually show you? Okay, there you go. These are such good demonstration tools. But as you can see, it's mostly right to left and blowing a little headwind. I'm sure we'll get more headwind as we go down there. That's what happened to the last one. Now push it left! Why'd you not push it left enough? That was kind of surprising. See if my Emperor can do any better. Pretty much the same. Emperor, time-lapse. We do have a putt. I was trying to mitigate nose angle and I came up a little out of it early, whereas this one was a little more driven, flat. Can't really complain about a putt on this one and this one. Dang it! We do have 1 hyzer remaining, but it's 416. and we have pretty strong left to right wind now. I was honestly saving the hyzer for this hole and was gonna play the flex on the next one, but I think we're gonna switch that up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We have to get the last hole. Oh, that's so bad, dude. That was so bad. I pulled it over. Oh, look, I did the same thing. That one just took a longer time to get there. I honestly think it's almost out of putter range. I should probably throw the time lapse just to be consistent. Oh, that wasn't terrible. Dang it. It is crazy how much of a difference you can feel between the 7 or 6 grams difference these are. 356. Basket's just behind that little thingy up there. It's just a simple shot. Simple, tushy hyzer. Yes. No. Oh, no. We got a putt. Let's try the light one. Oh, yeah. Whew. Parky park. Back to putting poorly, I see. Yep, saved it for the last hole. Distance contest, and then one of these is gone. So I did want to quickly show the difference that I see in just the stock Neutron time lapse versus these ones. And that mainly just comes down to what looks like the party line, which does make a little bit of sense. You can see the shoulder on this significantly domier than the shoulder on this guy. And it looks like they kind of took the party line and dropped it a little bit for these vision runs. But for the most part, it's definitely the same. They just kind of turned up the dome factor. As for the distance contest, it was a little bit of a bust. Got to the course, had a headwind, so I was like, hey, let's turn this into a tailwind. Walked down the 500, 600 feet, and then it was a headwind again. Oh, no way. No way. Now you're straight right to left? Why don't you just stay consistent for literally 4 minutes? I don't know why it turned into a headwind. I'm gonna be pissed. So I turned around and threw again and had some mostly good throws. I don't think that's gonna do it. That could be sick if it still pushes as it flexes. Push, 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 push. And yep, Emperor is the farthest, of course. 480-ish, 478, and then this one's pretty much identical. The Big Z Nuke, I just can't get a hold of that thing. It's so big in your hands, so it was only about 440-ish. And then the Neutron time-lapse just could not really put it out there that far. So beefy for me. But before I was gonna throw the special stamp time-lapse, the wind switched again to be a headwind. So I went down there and finally got some big tailwind rips in. I was already so tired getting to the field, I probably should have done that part first. But ended up getting an okay rip with this guy. Swing out of that, and that's big. Yeah. Whoo! I think this is the biggest shot of the day so far. This was about 489. The other time lapse went about 450, I believe. So nothing crazy. I was a little too tired to have some really good shots, but let's go see if we can find somebody to give this away to out on the course today. Nope, couldn't. There's literally nobody else there. So now I'm at McDonald's finishing up the edit of this video because it's 10 p.m. my time and this course is like an hour away from where I live. So yeah, I'm gonna give it away soon. I promise. You'll see it. I promise. You'll see it. I promise. Subscribe. I promise.